Welcome back. I am your host. It's just the guy just said. I am attorney Stephen Leahy, and this is the IRS Radio Hour on AM 560 The Answer. I am joined this week with my new co-host. He's not my new co-host.
He's new and improved co-host.
He is the temporary co-host because Jimmy will be back. I don't know if he's going to be back next week. He's trying to make it work. The schedule didn't work for him because of the holidays. We usually record on Fridays, and of course, everybody knows that the holidays are on Fridays this week.
The holidays, this year. Not Christmas. The holidays.
There's two holidays, Friday. Right? You can't. I can't say just Christmas and I know you do because I am one guy who always says Merry Christmas.
I actually generally say Happy Holidays.
Do you? Okay, so this is the blog segment. And Jimmy usually introduces it. And Jake is supposed to, but he's not doing a very good job. So
this is the blog segment. This is the introduction. We are introducing the blog, if you did not know. Blog.
But this week, I didn't write a blog. What we're going to do is we're going to talk about Jake's recent trip to Florida. And Jake is involved with a group. You may have heard it on Joe Walsh show because Joe Walsh was down there too. And the group is Turning Point USA. So tell us a little bit about Turning Point USA before you start talking about Florida and what you did down there.
Okay, so Turning Point USA is a nonprofit organization, and any donations are tax deductible. And it was founded,
and the IRS will be seeking.
They will come after
they'll be going
you
after them
because
soon.
What Turning Point USA does is that they are educating and they have activism on college campuses that is.
But you're not in college.
I am not. I am one of 15 high school students who attended. There were about 250 students. They paid for the housing, the hotel room. They paid for all that. They paid for the flights for many people if you applied for that. And
but not your flight.
No, I didn't. I work hard at McDonald's. I can afford my flight. But
so
a lot of work.
His own way. I give him a lot of credit.
I did do that, and so what Turning Point does is that they do activism on college campuses, spreading free markets, capitalism, and that message on college campuses. They're doubling their staff once again in January to 80 full-time field directors. It was started by Charlie Kirk, who's from Wheeling. He's 21 years old. Started at 18 years old, and he
started this
grown
organization.
this whole organization into this ginormous national.
When I first heard about Turning Point. I always forget the name because everybody, who's with that organization? Your son's involved? I don't remember. But I remember Charlie. And because Charlie's on Fox News a lot.
He's been on Fox News almost 150 times almost now.
Is that right?
100, yes.
And so he's on the Business Network too. Don't
Fox
they put him
Business,
on?
Fox News.
Yeah, so they put him on all the time. So that's where I see him all the time now. It's funny how sometimes when you don't notice something and then all of a sudden someone points it out to you and then you can't stop noticing. He's like everywhere. It's like my commercials, right, Jake?
Just you're like,
don't say
you and the other guy we will not name are all over.
I think that's funny. Okay, but tell us a little bit about what was going on down there in Florida.
So they had their winter in West Palm Beach activism retreat, and so I got to go to West Palm Beach, Florida. They paid for lunch every day. They paid for the hotel there, and again, they could have them pay for more. But
when did you go down?
I went down on Thursday night, and I came back yesterday.
So it was all weekend? Did they have speakers every day?
They had a lot of speakers. Governor Scott Walker was supposed to be there, but he canceled. But Joe Walsh is always a favorite of everybody.
Yes, he is.
Especially for the...
I know Charlie's been on Joe Walsh's show a lot.
He has.
And I know Joe Walsh is a big supporter of Turning Point USA.
He loves to...
I don't know if anybody saw it, but if there's a good video going around of Joe Walsh giving the speech, the talk that he gave at this event down in Florida, and I
once
think
again available on Hypeline.org, which is their
that's right.
Turning Point USA news site that they're.
So he's on there. That video's on there.
Yes, that's on there with the article earlier and all of that. And,
so Joe was on fire down there.
And he had a shocking announcement that he will be running for president in 2020. Okay, then, should Hillary Clinton be elected?
I asked his wife about that, and she said, well, I don't know about that.
He decided on a limb up there. He was up on the stage saying that he's like, you know what, I'm just going to run.
Well, here's why I hope he doesn't run. Because then it means Hillary lost.
We won't have to worry about that, though, hopefully.
That's right. If Hillary wins, then if Hillary loses, then we don't have to worry about it. So what kind of other speakers were there besides Mr. Walsh?
My favorite speaker personally was Stephen Moore, who's an economist who writes for the Wall Street Journal and all this. A lot of people thought he was boring, but that's my cup of tea is boring economics with a bunch of charts on the PowerPoint. That's
I like that.
I could have listened to that all week.
Everybody else not so much, right?
Yeah, it was.
Where's he from? Who's this guy?
He was actually he was from New Trier. He went to high school, so he's from around here.
Oh, he is.
But
you said
he's with the Heritage Foundation. He does a lot of.
Okay, so he's not an academic.
No.
Okay, so he writes for, you said, Wall Street Journal.
Wall Street Journal. He does a lot of different.
So who else was down there?
Heritage.
Oh, talk about, you said Rush's producer. What's his name?
Yes, James Golden, Rush's producer, was there. He gave a great speech. He talked a lot about variety of it, but he did a great job. But also what was there, more importantly, was 85-degree weather and the beach.
Okay, but I did get a text from you when you were down there. You said that Rush Limbaugh's producer is a black Uncle Jim.
Yes, I thought
so that was interesting. I thought that was interesting. Because my brother, as the listeners know, was my co-host here, was very demonstrative. Okay, and out there, and so that's what
James Golden was. Very demonstrative and out there.
Okay, so who else was out there? Who else gave a talk?
There was Bill Whittle for all.
I know Bill Whittle. Yeah, I didn't know he was down there.
Bill Whittle.
He does a lot of those videos. Great. He does a lot of those great
Very
videos.
Good.
Yeah,
yes.
I like him a lot.
Alicia Krause, who's a talk show host out in Los Angeles. She has a show with Ben Shapiro. She's very good.
Ben Shapiro from Breitbart News.
Of course. What other Ben Shapiro would it be? Ben Shapiro was not there, although I recommend.
Oh, he wasn't there.
I'm a big Ben Shapiro fan.
Are you?
I am.
Okay, so and was she anybody give a good talk like Joe Walsh did? Was a firebrand like that?
Besides James Golden, who was not that out there. No. It's funny seeing all these people, all these activists from across the country who they know who Joe Walsh is. They hear people talking about him and why he's this crazy. Everybody loves hearing from him, and then you just tell them, you have no idea what you're about to see. And then they're sitting there like, oh my gosh, who is this guy? This guy was in Congress. He did ask that at one point. He said, how many of you believe me now that I was actually in Congress?
I think that's funny because, I wish he was still in Congress, to be honest with you, because I think we need more people like Joe Walsh in government to turn things around. But that's the problem. It's like, is that we were talking about earlier about the mainstream Republicans who they don't want anybody else. If you don't agree with them, they don't want you in the party. They keep talking about a big tent, but when they mean a big tent, they mean
not you.
No, they don't mean me. They mean they want to move to the left. They can have a bigger tent if they move to the right, but they don't want to move to the right. They want to move to the left because the people on the right are kooks and crazies.
And Joe Walsh always talks about how when he was in Congress, he wasn't there to fight the Democrats. He was there to fight the Republicans too. John Boehner was not a fan of Joe Walsh.
I have to agree with that, and but again, that's a problem here. Is that we got to fight within our own party, and I think that's one reason why Trump. And I don't want to get off on the Trump wagon again because I'm not a big supporter of him. But one of the things, if he could. One other thing I want to mention is the universal health care. Okay, Trump, you're pack up your bags and go away. Start talking about universal health care.
It's going to be better though. It's not just universal health care. It's Trump universal health care. You know that's going to be great health care.
It's going to be great. Well, what are you going to do? It's just going to be great. It's going to be the best. We're going to have the best.
We're going to make sure everybody gets great health care.
We're going to get the best doctor.
It will.
The best doctors, the best hospitals. We're going to do it all.
I can negotiate with all the hospitals and the doctors. We'll make it work.
Okay, so when's the next event for Turning Point USA?
Turning Point USA, if you or someone you know, a young person, can apply on turningpointusa.net. And for CPAC 2016, for all of you who know what CPAC is, the Conservative Political Action Conference, March 2nd through March 5th, they will pay for the hotel and some of the food.
So I do encourage if the listeners, if you have children that are in high school or college, this is a great organization. We need more people to go out there and fight the fight because we can't do it alone, and they're the future. Too many last couple elections have been voting for the wrong guy.
And on college campuses, it's very difficult with the left's control.
And where else can you learn about free markets? Certainly not in colleges these days. So, talk about free markets. That means you make money. And And when you make money, that means the IRS is coming after you. And if you need help with the IRS, then you need to give us a call. Open Tax Resolution at 312-664-6649. Again, that number is 312-664-6649. And join us on the other side. We got the IRS saga next.